I'm going to bring my treadmill back from the dead. So the problem is my treadmill, it has died. Well, it hasn't really actually died, but after about 2.5 miles, the motor overheats and shuts down. And so you hit the reset, you wait 5 minutes, and then maybe you can get a quarter mile out of it after that. And so that's not going to work for me. I didn't pay a lot of money for this treadmill, about $150. I bought it secondhand from an individual that needed to get it out of their garage. So it's pretty decent, but it's not anything super special, just a Sears model treadmill. So anyway, I don't want to buy a new one, and I thought, well, maybe I can fix this one. So I got online and started learning about the maintenance that goes into just owning a treadmill, and I realized that I hadn't done any maintenance whatsoever. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with the treadmill, so here's my theory. Lack of maintenance from the original owner, and then obviously lack of maintenance from me, because a treadmill has a lot of moving parts and needs to be serviced. So anyway, my theory is the combination of friction on the belt and is causing the motor to overheat. So here's my game plan. I'm going to do a visual evaluation of all the moving parts of the treadmill, and then possibly cleaning the motor, the belt, the deck plate, and then also some lubrication, and I'm going to see if I can solve all of these problems that's causing the motor to overheat. Maybe some proper belt tensioning, and then we're going to test it and see if that works. And so I've gone online, I found the original manual for the treadmill, and it says printed in 2005, something like that. So anyway, there's some age on this treadmill, but I think that I can get a lot more life out of it, and so we're going to go through some of the aspects of what it takes to maintain a treadmill and see if we can get this thing back going, and I'm going to take you on that journey. On the left side, I'm not seeing any damage to the belt, so I think that we're in good shape. On this side, I'm not seeing any damage to the belt, so that's good, but I'm also seeing that it is to the left of the roller, so the belt is not centered. That might be another place where there might be some friction coming that's causing overheating of the motor. By getting down low and looking at the side of the machine, I can see that the belt is slightly curled up on the sides. That's telling me that the belt might not have enough tension to it, and it's loosened up over time. I removed the front panel to expose the motor, and what I found was dirt and dust, and that needs to be cleaned up because that could also contribute to the overheating of the motor. Pulling up on the center of it confirmed that we are too loose on the belt. Using a vacuum sweeper, I cleaned the motor compartment, getting the motor and all the components to make sure all the dust and dirt was removed from all areas. After cleaning the motor compartment, I'm now going to release the pressure off the belt so that way I can clean the plate underneath the belt. So what I'm going to do is I'm using an Allen wrench and I'm loosening the Allen screws on the back side of the treadmill. What I'm doing is I'm turning 5 times on each side, going back and forth, so that way I don't release the pressure on both sides too much. So 5 times on the left side, 5 times on the right side, back to the left side for 5 more times, and then back to the right side. And this is going to loosen up that belt so I can reach underneath it to clean it and lubricate it. To clean the deck underneath the belt, I chose to use automotive glass wipes. I felt that these would work the best because they have a high amount of alcohol in them, and so it's going to clean well, and it's also going to dry very fast, so I don't have to wait very long before I add my lubricant. From my research on the internet on what you need to use to lubricate a treadmill belt, I found that silicone was the best. And so try to find a silicone that is closest to 100% pure as you can get. And this is what I found that was at my local Lowe's. And whenever you put this on, put on plenty and try to cover as much of the space underneath the belt as evenly as possible, so that way you can get as much coverage. Here I went to the other side so that way I could make sure that I cover every bit of the deck plate that I could possibly get. Slide the belt back and forth so that way you can spread out your silicone. This will also count for your cross training for the day. And now it's time to tighten the belt back up. So we're going to do what we did earlier, just in reverse. We're going to tighten the left side first, 5 rotations. Tighten the right side, 5 rotations. And then we'll go back to the left side for 5, and then back to the right for 5. So let's keep spreading that silicone out. We're going to get on the treadmill and start walking. We're going to walk in the center, and then we'll move to the left, and then move to the right, and we're going to spread that lubricant out. Time to fine-tune that tensioning. Looks like the belt is floating to the left just a little too much. Since we're pulling to the left on the belt, we need to tighten that side so that way it will start moving back towards the right. So we're going to continue to tighten that Allen screw until the belt moves to the center of the roller. Once it's at the center, then you're properly tensioned and you're good to go. So we've done our maintenance. We've done our lubrication. We've checked all aspects of the treadmill on all the moving parts. So now here comes the fun part. Let's test it out and let's see if this works. Hello there, Maggie. So there we go. We fixed the treadmill and it is back in business. So it just goes to show that there's a little bit of maintenance that goes into keeping a treadmill up and going if you're going to be putting a lot of use into it. And read that manual and learn what you need to do. And if you do, you can get a lot of life out of that treadmill. Thanks a lot.